Hello, my name is Ryan, and I am going to talk about the arrow of time and the multiverse. So, let us ask, what is time? Time is what defines change. So we can ask, can we make an egg from an omelet? Or can the sun ever rise in the west? And the answer is obviously no. Time is irreversible, and what makes the Big Bang a special event. And it's also what goes in the direction of entropy, which I will get into in a minute. But there are other ways that time is reversible, and we can see that in repetition, such as in clocks. And we know that clocks are made through the vibrations of quartz crystals, which vibrate a little under 3 billion times per second. So let me give you a story about young Galileo, who was in church one day and he noticed the chandelier above him was swinging back and forth. So he wanted to find the period of that. And he used his pulse, and he also noticed that the more it swung, the faster it swung. We call this the system, or a simple harmonic oscillator. But we also know that most systems are irreversible. Stars expand, then they contract. Furthermore, the universe itself is expanding. So if we take this and reverse it, that leads us back to the Big Bang. So let's go back to entropy. What is entropy? Entropy is the disorderliness in a system. Time increases with more chaos within a particular system, and it was developed by Ludwig Boltzmann, and it's what the second law of thermodynamics. And here we have a picture of his tombstone with the famous entropy equation. So let's talk about reversibility now. Let's take the system of a pendulum or a movie being played in reverse. Can we actually tell whether they are in reverse or not? No, we will not. But we are assuming that those are the only systems that we're focusing on. And we obviously know that those are not the only systems within the universe. Time is always increasing. We know that there will be more chaos tomorrow than there is today, and there's more today than there was yesterday. And we conclude from that the other universe has no entropy. And going back to the pendulum, if that was the only system in the universe, the time would be reversible. Although that's not entirely true, because we have to account for all the little particles within the pendulum that make it up. So let's ask, what happened at the beginning of the universe? We actually don't know. All we know is at the moment of the Big Bang, the universe has very low entropy. But here's the question: was the value of that entropy 0 or was it some infinitesimal amount? Again, we don't know. This is an open-ended problem that cosmologists are working on right now. And this leads us to the multiverse, which is directly connected to the arrow of time. So let's define the multiverse. We know that our universe follows the arrow of time, and we know from quantum mechanics that everything is in superposition until a measurement has been made. And as we see in the picture here, the Schrodinger cat thought experiment is a great example where the cat can be asleep or awake simultaneously until we actually observe the cat. But the moment we do observe it, the superposition splits into multiple realities, where in one universe the cat is asleep, and in another the cat is awake. Whoever was the first to come up with this idea. However, there's no evidence for this because we obviously cannot communicate with other universes. And not only that, but the arrow of time also splits into different arrows separate from one another. But let's ask, do these arrows have any connection to each other? Like all these universes, do they have an intimate relationship? And the answer is yes. But there is a theory that there's this grand universe that creates all these little universes and expels enormous amounts of energy, which is what we call the Big Bang. And could there be multiple of these? Absolutely, because of quantum fluctuations, which are instabilities inside a system, such as gravity motion, and they lead to vacuum energy and baby universes. And so the question now is, could we in fact be living inside a baby universe? It is quite possible, however highly unlikely, because it is much easier to create one atom than an entire universe. It's easier to create a brain, which is the core of everything that we experience, and that's where we get the phrase a Volkmann brain. So now I would like to give you a few of my personal thoughts on this whole matter. Now before I said that new universes were created during a split, when we took a measurement. So my question is, are they truly created or have they always been there? This comes from the idea of quantum entanglement, because once we take a measurement, they're no longer entangled, and we are just seeing whatever timeline that we're in at the moment. Another idea is, I bring up the fact, the value of entropy. So it could either be 0 or some very infinitesimal amount. So if it's 0, then there can only be one set of initial conditions which can lead to only one Big Bang. But if we test a small amount, then there's going to be multiple initial conditions and therefore multiple Big Bangs. And finally, we go back to what we were talking about at the very beginning, time. So is it possible that time is just a range between separate universes that are just snapshots, like a Polaroid photograph of just arrangements of atoms within our universes, and the time is just the rule that entropy increases. So I will leave that up to you guys to decide whether or not that's true. And here are my references. So hope you enjoyed.